Hey everyone, this is Honored from the Square Drive podcast, and this is the cricketing news of the week. So let's start off with the Bangladesh versus Pakistan test match, which Bangladesh won by 10 wickets, making it their first test victory against Pakistan ever. This came off the back of Mushfiqur Rahim's 191, which came in response to centuries from Saad Shakil and Mohammad Rizwan. There's a few things that went wrong for Pakistan here, but I think one of them was their fitness. You could see that the players weren't in test match shape, and that showed throughout the games. The fast bowlers, in particular Shaheen Shah Afridi, have also really slowed down their pace. And you could see this really impact the game as Bangladesh is scoring 500 runs versus Pakistan. Playing this game without a true quality spinner really hurt the Pakistan team. You could see from Bangladesh's end that Mehdi Hassan Miraz and Shakib were performing well, so it wasn't that they couldn't have played well. Even when Captain Shan Masood brought in the part-time bowler Saim Ayub, he was able to get his first wicket in tests. He didn't get as many overs as you would expect after getting the wicket, and I think that really hurt Pakistan in this test. Pakistani spinner Abrar Ahmed was brought back into the squad for the second test, and I think they realized that they do need a true spinner in their lineup, and we'll see how that plays out in the game. Amir Jamal and Kamran Gulam also come into the squad, and they could take the place of maybe some of the senior performers who haven't been playing as well. Now let's move on to the England versus Sri Lanka series where England win the first test by 5 wickets. In this match, we saw wicketkeeper Jamie Smith score his maiden century in just his 5th innings, and this makes him the youngest wicketkeeper from England to score a test century. We saw Kamindu Mendes score a great century in the second innings as a fightback, but it wasn't enough to win the game. In this game, we saw Sri Lanka's middle order really have success and show their competitiveness against the English bowlers. And their top order also has a lot of potential to get runs. So if you can combine support from both the top order throughout the middle order, I think that'll make them a really strong team. In the end of the game, Joe Root took England over the line, scoring 62 runs. Joe Root has been one of, if not the best test player of the last few years, and he continues to show his class through these games in tough situations where he needs to bring his team over the line. In his first game of captaincy, Ollie Pope brought out the win in the end, but he had a few struggles when batting. If he can truly embrace the captaincy and embrace the role he's been given, I think he can improve his batting and he could become a great captain for England for the next few years. Finally, let's look at the West Indies versus South Africa T20 series, which West Indies won 3-0. Neither team had their best players playing, so this was really a test of the backup squads and see which country actually has the most depth. The West Indies bowling lineup really showed their depth in this series. They had Matthew Ford, Romario Shepherd. Shamar Joseph. Slot into the team when they're usually not playing, but they seized the moment and they filled their roles beautifully. Whereas if you compare this to the South African bowlers, maybe Nandre Berger, O'Neill Bartman, they weren't able to fill the roles of, let's say, Kagiso Rabada or Anrik Nortje. The South African batting lineup also really struggled, as Tristan Stubbs, with scores of 76, 28, and 40, was really the only bright spot in the team. Reza Hendricks got off to a great start in the second game, but he wasn't able to stay in the innings and push South Africa for a huge total. I think this series will give the West Indies a lot of confidence for their future T20 tournaments. Even when, let's say, their star players aren't playing as well, they know they have backup options that can fill them in right away. That's it for me today. Let me know what you're most excited for in the next weeks. Until next time, thanks for watching.